Water takes the shape of whatever container holds it. Square container creates square water, round container creates round water. No container means water flows finding natural path downward through least resistance. Miyamoto Musashi dedicated entire book chapter to water principle teaching 7 distinct principles of adaptability. But he structured them in specific order because mastering principle 4 before mastering principle 2 creates dangerous pseudo-adaptability that appears flexible but actually makes you exploitable to anyone understanding this weakness. Most men approach life with fixed, rigid strategies breaking when circumstances change unexpectedly, leaving them paralyzed and ineffective, wondering why their planned approach failed completely. Water Ring Method teaches complete adaptability system through 7 principles in correct sequence, creating genuine strategic flexibility rather than appearance of flexibility, hiding exploitable weakness. But what does the Water Ring actually mean? Water Ring is second book in Musashi's Gorin no Sho, teaching adaptability through water metaphor, representing fluidity, formlessness, and strategic flexibility, allowing warrior to respond perfectly to any opponent or circumstance. Musashi wrote Water Ring after Ground Ring, which established fundamentals because adaptability requires solid foundation. You must know fundamentals deeply before you can adapt them effectively to changing circumstances. Water represents strategic mind, capable of reading situations accurately and responding appropriately, rather than forcing predetermined strategy onto inappropriate situation, creating failure. Musashi emphasized water takes form of container, meaning warrior must conform strategy to opponent's style rather than demanding opponent fight, according to your preferred method, creating tactical advantage through flexibility. Why Musashi chose water metaphor is because water embodies perfect strategic principles, formless yet powerful, gentle yet persistent, flowing yet unstoppable, adapting yet maintaining essence. Water doesn't fight rock directly, it flows around obstacle finding weak points, exploiting them through persistent patient pressure, creating breakthrough impossible through direct force. This is strategic genius. Avoid opponent's strength, attack weakness, adapt continuously, maintain pressure persistently, achieve victory through superior adaptability, not superior force. Modern strategy teaches opposite. Develop strength, force your game, impose your will, creating rigid approach breaking when encountering superior force or unexpected circumstance. Why Water Ring matters for modern life is because adaptability is survival requirement in rapidly changing environment where rigid strategies become obsolete quickly. Career plans change, relationships evolve unpredictably, economic conditions shift constantly, all requiring adaptive response, not rigid predetermined strategy. Water Ring teaches systematic adaptability through 7 specific principles, creating complete adaptive capability, allowing you to handle any circumstance effectively through fluid strategic response, maintaining effectiveness regardless of external chaos. Water Principle 1. Formless strategy. First water principle is formlessness, meaning absence of fixed predetermined strategy, allowing perfect adaptation to specific circumstance, creating optimal response, rather than forcing inappropriate strategy onto unsuitable situation. Most people develop fixed strategies. This is how I do relationships. This is how I do business. This is how I handle conflict. Creating rigid approach applied uniformly, regardless of whether situation suits that approach. Formless strategy means having deep strategic understanding without fixed execution plan, allowing you to assess situation accurately and create appropriate response specifically designed for that unique circumstance, rather than applying predetermined template, creating suboptimal results. Why formlessness creates strategic advantage is because it prevents opponent from predicting your response and preparing counter-strategy effectively. Fixed strategy is predictable. If you always open conversation certain way, opponent can prepare response nullifying your approach. If you adapt opening to specific person and context, your approach becomes unpredictable, making opponent reactive to you rather than prepared against you. Additionally, formlessness allows optimal strategy for specific situation. Some situations require aggressive approach, others require patient approach, others require indirect approach. Formless strategic mind selects appropriate response for specific context, creating maximum effectiveness. Implementation is developing deep strategic understanding through studying multiple approaches without committing to single preferred method. Study multiple martial arts, understanding different strategic philosophies rather than mastering single style exclusively. Study multiple business strategies, understanding various approaches rather than believing single method is always optimal. Study multiple communication styles, adapting your approach to specific person and context. Practice strategic assessment. Before acting, assess situation, identifying optimal approach for this specific context rather than defaulting to habitual response. After developing formless capability, you can respond optimally to any situation through adaptive strategy selection. Water Principle 2. Flow, not force. Second water principle is flowing around obstacles, finding efficient path rather than forcing through resistance, creating exhaustion and potential failure. Water encountering rock doesn't attempt breaking through directly. It flows around finding weak points, gradually eroding obstacle through persistent gentle pressure rather than dramatic, forceful attack. This principle teaches strategic efficiency. Identify path of least resistance, achieving objective with minimum wasted energy and effort, rather than attempting frontal assault against defended position. Why flow creates superior results is because forcing through resistance is energetically expensive and often unsuccessful, creating exhaustion without achievement. Direct confrontation against strong defense requires enormous energy, potentially failing completely, leaving you depleted. Flowing around defense to attack weak point requires minimal energy, succeeding easily, achieving objective efficiently. Additionally, flowing approach is psychologically sustainable. Forcing requires constant willpower, maintaining aggressive pressure, creating burnout. Flowing requires minimal willpower, following natural path, creating sustainable long-term progress. Implementation is practicing obstacle reframing. When encountering resistance, ask, where is weakness, not how to force through strength. Business competition seems impossible, competing directly against established player. Flow around by serving underserved market segment they ignore, creating easier path to success. Relationship conflict seems unresolvable, arguing directly about contentious issue. Flow around by addressing underlying need, making surface disagreement irrelevant. Physical training plateau seems impossible, pushing harder, same approach. Flow around by changing training stimulus, creating new adaptation pathway. After mastering flow thinking, you automatically find efficient paths others miss through superior strategic vision. Water Principle 3. Constant movement. Third water principle is constant movement, preventing stagnation that creates vulnerability and decay. Still water becomes stagnant, breeding disease and decay. Flowing water remains fresh and healthy through constant circulation, preventing accumulation of toxins. Strategic application means continuous adaptation and evolution, preventing predictability and obsolescence. Continuously improve skills, continuously update strategies, continuously evolve approaches, maintaining relevance and effectiveness through perpetual development. Why constant movement creates strategic advantage is because stagnation creates predictability, allowing opponents to study your patterns and prepare effective counters. Unchanging strategy becomes familiar to opponents, allowing them to develop specific counters, neutralizing your approach completely. Constantly evolving strategy prevents opponents from settling on effective counter because your approach changes before they can exploit patterns. Additionally, constant movement prevents personal stagnation. Continuously learning maintains cognitive sharpness. Continuously adapting maintains strategic flexibility. Continuously evolving prevents obsolescence, keeping capabilities relevant to changing environment. Implementation is establishing systematic continuous improvement across all domains. Dedicate time weekly to skill development, ensuring progressive capability growth. Review and update strategies quarterly, preventing obsolete approaches persisting through habit. Practice new approaches, regularly preventing excessive pattern formation, creating predictability. Track personal evolution. Are you measurably more capable this month than last month in key domains? If not, you're stagnating, requiring renewed movement. After establishing constant movement habit, you maintain perpetual growth, preventing stagnation that makes others decline into obsolescence and vulnerability. Water Principle 4, Pressure Adaptation. Fourth water principle is pressure adaptation, meaning ability to modulate intensity appropriately. Gentle, persistent stream for gradual erosion, powerful, destructive wave for dramatic breakthrough, adapting pressure to specific requirement, creating optimal effectiveness. Some situations require gentle, persistent approach, achieving results through patient, accumulated effort. Other situations require explosive, powerful approach, achieving breakthrough through concentrated, intense effort. Strategic wisdom is knowing which approach suits specific circumstance. Why pressure adaptation creates effectiveness is because mismatched intensity wastes energy and produces poor results. Applying gentle pressure to situation requiring explosive force achieves nothing despite sustained effort. Applying explosive force to situation requiring gentle persistence creates damage without productive results. Adaptive pressure matching means applying appropriate intensity to specific situation, maximizing results per unit energy invested, creating strategic efficiency. Additionally, pressure adaptation prevents resource exhaustion. Knowing when gentle approach suffices preserves energy for situations genuinely requiring explosive effort. Implementation is developing situation assessment capability, identifying appropriate intensity for specific circumstance before acting. Some relationship discussions require gentle, patient exploration, achieving understanding through gradual, vulnerable sharing. Other discussions require direct, powerful honesty, achieving breakthrough through concentrated truth despite temporary discomfort. Some business opportunities require patient, gradual development, building sustainable foundation. Other opportunities require explosive, rapid capture before window closes. Practice intensity calibration. Assess situation identifying required intensity level. Execute at appropriate intensity. Evaluate results, adjusting intensity assessment capability. After mastering pressure adaptation, you automatically apply optimal intensity to any situation through superior strategic assessment. Water Principle 5, Pattern Recognition. Fifth water principle is pattern recognition, meaning ability to observe, accurately identifying opponents' patterns, rhythms, and tendencies, allowing predictive response, creating strategic advantage. Musashi emphasized reading opponents' rhythm, understanding their tempo and movement patterns, allowing you to disrupt their timing or exploit their predictable responses. Pattern recognition requires careful observation without preconception. See what opponent actually does rather than assuming behavior based on limited information. Identify reliable patterns through repeated observation. Exploit patterns through specifically designed responses. Why pattern recognition creates overwhelming advantage is because predictable opponent becomes controllable opponent. Once you recognize reliable pattern, you can force situations triggering that pattern, then exploit predicted response, creating consistent victory. Additionally, pattern recognition allows efficient strategy. Rather than defending against all possible attacks, you defend against likely attacks based on observed patterns. Rather than attempting all possible approaches, you attempt high-probability approaches based on observed vulnerabilities. Implementation is practicing systematic observation, developing pattern recognition capability. In conversations, observe persons' reliable response patterns, how they deflect uncomfortable topics, what triggers emotional reactions, what creates engagement and interest, using patterns to communicate more effectively. In competition, observe opponents' reliable tactical patterns. What do they do under pressure? What situations create specific responses? What sequences do they prefer, using patterns to predict and counter their moves? In personal behavior, observe your own patterns. What triggers your procrastination? What situations create your best work? What circumstances trigger negative emotions, using patterns to optimize your environment and behavior? After developing pattern recognition, you see reliable patterns everywhere, giving you strategic advantage through predictive capability others lack completely. Water Principle 6. Multi-weapon mastery. Sixth water principle is multi-weapon mastery, meaning developing capability with multiple tools and approaches, preventing single tool dependence, creating vulnerability when preferred. Tool becomes unavailable or ineffective. Musashi practiced both long sword and short sword, equally understanding that overdependence on single weapon creates exploitable weakness. Opponent who learns to counter your preferred weapon defeats you completely if you have no alternative approach. Multi-weapon mastery means genuine capability with multiple distinct approaches, allowing seamless adaptation when one approach proves ineffective, creating unbreakable strategic flexibility. Why multi-weapon capability creates invincibility is because it eliminates exploitable single point of failure. Opponent cannot defeat you by countering single approach because you have multiple alternative approaches, maintaining effectiveness regardless of specific counter. Additionally, multi-weapon capability allows optimal tool selection. Different situations favor different approaches. Having multiple genuine capabilities allows selecting optimal approach for specific context rather than forcing suboptimal preferred approach onto inappropriate situation. Implementation is deliberately developing capability with approaches opposite to your natural preference, preventing over-specialization, creating vulnerability. If naturally aggressive, develop patient defensive capability. If naturally patient, develop explosive aggressive capability, creating bipolar capability spectrum, allowing adaptation to any situation. If naturally verbal, develop written communication capability. If naturally solitary, develop collaborative capability. If naturally planned, develop improvisational capability, all preventing single-dimension dependence. Practice forced alternative approach. Deliberately use non-preferred approach in situations where preferred approach would work fine, building genuine capability with alternative methods. After developing multi-weapon mastery, you have no exploitable weaknesses through over-specialization, maintaining effectiveness regardless of specific circumstance or opposition. Water Principle 7. Spiritual balance. Seventh water principle is spiritual balance, meaning maintaining perfect psychological equilibrium under extreme pressure, preventing emotional disruption, undermining strategic clarity. Water remains level and calm. Despite external turbulence, surface may ripple but depth remains undisturbed, maintaining essential nature. Strategic application means maintaining mental clarity and emotional stability under pressure, allowing accurate assessment and appropriate response rather than panic response or emotional reactivity, creating poor decisions. Why spiritual balance creates strategic superiority is because it maintains full cognitive capability under pressure when others become compromised through emotional disruption. Pressure triggers emotional reactions in most people, creating fear, anger, or desperation, compromising decision-making quality and execution precision. Spiritual balance maintains emotional stability, preventing cognitive compromise, making you maximally effective precisely when others become ineffective. Additionally, spiritual balance prevents exploitation. Opponent cannot manipulate you through emotional triggers, creating predictable reactions because you maintain emotional stability, resisting manipulation. Implementation is practicing deliberate calm under controlled stress, building spiritual balance capability. Physical training under fatigue teaches maintaining mental clarity despite physical discomfort. Cold exposure teaches maintaining calm despite extreme discomfort. High-stakes situations teach maintaining clarity despite psychological pressure, all building spiritual balance through systematic stress exposure. Practice emotional observation without reaction. Notice emotional responses arising without acting on them immediately, creating space between stimulus and response, allowing conscious choice rather than automatic reaction. Meditation practice builds spiritual balance through training attention control and emotional regulation, making balance increasingly accessible under pressure. After developing spiritual balance, you maintain perfect clarity under any pressure, creating strategic superiority when others lose effectiveness through emotional compromise. How to implementing watering in modern life. Practical applications. Watering principles applied directly to modern life, creating practical, strategic advantages across all domains through adaptive thinking and fluid response capability. Career strategy. Develop formless approach, adapting your value proposition to specific opportunity rather than forcing single rigid career identity onto every situation. Flow around obstacles. Finding. Recognize pattern in industry trends, exploiting emerging opportunities. Develop multiple career capabilities, preventing single skill dependence. Maintain spiritual balance under workplace pressure. Relationship strategy. Practice formless communication, adapting style to specific person and context rather than forcing single approach. Flow around conflicts, addressing underlying needs rather than adapt pressure from gentle patience to direct honesty appropriately. Recognize partners' patterns, responding effectively. Develop multiple relationship capabilities from independence to deep intimacy. Maintain emotional balance during conflicts, preventing reactivity. Business strategy. Formless business model adapting to market conditions. Flow around established competition, serving underserved niches. Constant innovation, preventing obsolescence. Pressure adaptation from patient brand building to explosive launch. Pattern recognition in customer behavior and market trends. Multiple revenue streams, preventing single income dependence. Spiritual balance during business challenges. Implementation is selecting one life domain for watering application, practicing all 7 principles systematically. Choose domain, analyze current rigid approaches, creating vulnerability, implement formless thinking, removing fixed strategies, practice flow, finding efficient paths, establish constant movement, preventing stagnation, develop pressure adaptation, calibrating intensity appropriately, build pattern recognition, observing accurately, create multi-capability, preventing dependence, cultivate spiritual balance, maintaining clarity. After 90 days, systematic watering implementation, you've developed substantial adaptive capability in chosen domain, creating strategic advantage through superior flexibility. Bonus: the watering test. Measure your adaptability. Watering diagnostic test reveals adaptive capability level across 7 principles, identifying strengths and weaknesses requiring focused development. Test 1, formlessness. When plans fail completely, do you adapt fluidly, creating alternative approach, or do you insist on original plan despite ineffectiveness? Fluid adaptation means strong formlessness. Test 2, flow. When encountering obstacles, do you automatically find alternative paths, or do you attempt forcing through resistance? Finding alternatives means strong flow thinking. Test 3, movement. Are you measurably more capable now than 6 months ago, or have you stagnated? Continuous growth means strong, constant movement. Test 4, pressure. Do you calibrate intensity appropriately to situations, or do you apply uniform intensity regardless of context? Calibration means strong pressure adaptation. Test 5, patterns. Do you accurately predict people's responses based on observed patterns, or are you constantly surprised? Accurate prediction means strong pattern recognition. Test 6, weapons. Do you have genuine capability with multiple distinct approaches, or do you depend on single preferred method? Multiple capabilities means strong multi-weapon mastery. Test 7, balance. Do you maintain clarity under extreme pressure, or do you become emotionally reactive, compromising decisions? Maintained clarity means strong spiritual balance. Honest assessment reveals which principles are developed and which require intensive practice, creating targeted development plan. You just received complete water ring method from Miyamoto Musashi's Book of 5 Rings, teaching systematic adaptability through 7 water principles, creating strategic superiority in any circumstance. Principle 1. Formless strategy allows perfect adaptation to specific situation. Principle 2. Flow finds efficient paths, avoiding wasteful force. Principle 3. Constant movement prevents stagnation and obsolescence. Principle 4. Pressure adaptation calibrates intensity optimally. Principle 5. Pattern recognition provides predictive advantage. Principle 6. Multi-weapon mastery eliminates exploitable dependence. Principle 7. Spiritual balance maintains clarity under pressure. All integrated, creating complete adaptive capability, making you strategically superior through flexibility when others fail, through rigidity, breaking under unexpected circumstances. Challenge starts today. Identify one life domain, implementing water ring method. Practicing all 7 principles systematically for 90 days, creating transformation from rigid, ineffective approach to fluid, adaptive mastery. Post in comments which domain you're choosing and which principle challenges you most, declaring commitment, publicly creating accountability. If this showed you, adaptability is systematic skill, not natural talent, requiring only dedicated practice of proven principles. Subscribe for more samurai strategy, creating practical advantages. Having rigid approach means breaking under unexpected circumstances, being exploited through predictable patterns, becoming obsolete through stagnation, failing through mismatched intensity and single tool dependence. Having water ring mastery means adapting perfectly to any circumstance, being unpredictable through formless strategy, maintaining relevance through constant evolution, succeeding through optimal responses, and complete capability spectrum, making you invincible through superior strategic flexibility.